All right, welcome back, 8th graders. I am so thrilled to have you in class today for this explainer because, well, we finally reached it, the absolutely most exciting stage of our writing unit. We have brainstormed, we've drafted, we've revised, and we've polished. And now we are looking at the ultimate destination, publishing and sharing. I actually like to call this the launch sequence of correspondence. This is the moment you finally send your letter out into the world. So grab your notebooks, get comfortable, and let's dive right into this.
Here is our quick flight plan for today's lesson. We are going to cover the power of sending, we'll run through your pre-flight checklist, talk about choosing the right method, look at some real-world letter scenarios, and then wrap the whole thing up with our godly learner philosophy.
Okay, Section 1, the power of sending. Think about it this way. An unsent letter, just sitting there on your desk, it changes absolutely nothing. It is literally like a brilliantly engineered rocket that never leaves the launch pad. All that hard work you put into writing, all those carefully chosen words, they don't do anyone any good if they don't actually reach their destination. Sending your letter is the moment you finally deliver that payload. It's the action that actually creates change, or expresses your true feelings, or gets you the help you need.
And, that really brings us to the core why of our lesson today, anchored right here in 1 Thessalonians 5:11. It says, "Therefore, encourage one another and build each other up." Whenever we hit send on an email or drop an envelope in the mailbox, this needs to be our absolute ultimate goal. Whether we're requesting help with a problem, expressing an opinion, or just sharing some good news, we are using our words to build others up. This right here is the compass for all of our communication.
Moving on to Section 2, your pre-flight checklist. So how do we make sure our letters are actually ready for liftoff? Well, just like an astronaut wouldn't dream of launching into space without checking every single dial and switch, you shouldn't send a letter without going through a critical checklist. These are the practical mechanics, the must-dos before your words leave your hands. Let's walk through these 4 totally non-negotiable steps. Step 1, proofread carefully. And I mean really carefully. You're not just checking for spelling and grammar, you are checking your tone. Publishing means ensuring your letter is the absolute best version of itself so it represents you well out there in the world. Step 2, verify the recipient's address or email. I mean, a brilliant letter sent to the wrong place is just a lost letter. Step 3, decide how to send it, which we're going to talk a lot more about in just a second. And Step 4, a super important habit to build right now, keep a copy for your records. Seriously, if you ever need to follow up or remember exactly what you promised, having a copy is an absolute lifesaver.
Actually, I want to pause real quick on that first step of proofreading, specifically when it comes to checking your tone. Proverbs 18:21 reminds us, the tongue has the power of life and death. Your words carry massive weight. So when you proofread, ask yourself, is my tone respectful? Is it kind? Are my words being used to solve problems peacefully? Taking just an extra 5 minutes to check your tone can literally be the difference between starting a huge conflict and building a bridge.
All right, Section 3, choosing the right method. Mail or email? Step 3 of our checklist requires picking the right vehicle for our message. Because here's the thing, 8th graders, how we send a letter changes entirely based on who we are talking to and what we are trying to achieve. One size definitely does not fit all when it comes to correspondence.
You have a pretty important choice to make here. On one hand, we've got traditional mail. This is best for formal documents. You print it on nice, crisp paper, you sign it in actual ink, and it offers this highly personal, tactile touch that basically says, hey, I took real, dedicated time for you. But on the other hand, we have email. This is your go-to for faster delivery. It allows for digital attachments, like photos or documents, providing immediate speed and, modern utility. Both are fantastic tools, but you really have to pick the right one for the job.
Let's see how this works in real life. Section 4, Real-World Letter Scenarios. I am going to give you 3 very specific everyday scenarios that you might actually face this year, and we're going to look at exactly how you should handle them.
Let's walk through these together. First, imagine you are writing a thank you note to a mentor who really helped you out. Your delivery method here? That should definitely be a mailed letter. Printed out, signed in ink. Why? Because it adds a deeply personal and highly respectful touch. It honors the time they invested in you. Next scenario. Let's say you bought something, it arrived totally broken, and you need to write a complaint to a store manager. Here, you want to use email. You can quickly attach a photo of the broken item and keep the tone professional. Why does this work? It offers quick delivery and provides immediate, undeniable evidence of the problem. Finally, imagine you're sharing some really exciting news with a friend. A friendly email is absolutely perfect here. You can use a super casual tone, throw in a bunch of emojis, and just hit send. Why? Because it perfectly matches your relationship and the fun, lighthearted purpose of the message. It's all about matching the method to the mission.
And as we wrap up today's explainer, I want to transition to Section 5, the Godly Learner Philosophy. We've talked a lot today about the academic side, right? The practical skills of formatting and sending letters. But at HeroesMart Academy, we believe there is something even deeper at the very core of your education. A godly learner is a student who intertwines biblical morality with education. They use their knowledge and intelligence to make wise, God-honoring choices, rather than simply just becoming more capable. Because here's the hard truth. Education without morality, it can actually hurt people. If you are a brilliant writer and you can craft these incredibly persuasive letters, but you use that skill to tear people down, well, that knowledge has become harmful. That is exactly why we must reflect God's love in every single communication we send out. We want you to be highly capable, yes, absolutely, but more importantly, we want you to be wise.
Romans 8:6-7 teaches us that keeping the mind spiritually minded leads to life and peace. So, as you pursue academic excellence this year, as you learn how to craft the perfect thesis or format a flawless formal business letter, I want to encourage you to keep your mind completely centered on God, on truth, on wisdom, and on righteous choices. When your communication comes from a place of spiritual mindfulness, the result will always, always be life and peace.
So, class, I want to leave you with this final, maybe a little provocative question. Who will you encourage with your words today? You've got the academic skills now. You know the pre-flight checklist, and you deeply understand your moral responsibility as a godly learner. So don't let your words just sit there on the launchpad. Go draft that letter, double-check your tone, choose the perfect method, and send it out into the world to build someone up. Have an absolutely great rest of your day, and I will see you in our next lesson.